Hello guys, Manchester City have signed a Brazilian wonder kid, which is incredibly exciting. Yep, we've signed the 17-year-old right-back Jan Couto from Coritiba over in Brazil, and people are very excited by this young guy. So today I'm going to talk about what this transfer means, some of his attributes, his playing style, the hype around him, and absolutely loads more to hopefully get you up to scratch with this young, exciting right-back that we brought in. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to some of my latest patrons. The $3 tier there, Sam Bray, you're an absolute hero, and also to the $10 tier contributor JR. Don't know your full name, mate, but thank you so much. And don't forget, if you want to support this channel, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. And today I posted my first bonus video for patrons who've donated $10 and more, and you can go and check that out. I talked about Phil Foden and about how he could be so important for England and whether he'll get the call up or not. You can go and check it out if you want to help support this channel on patreon.com/Esteemed Company. It'll be up to like 10 new videos a month for Patreon members. But let's get on to this video. I'm very excited by this young lad. Now, understandably, most of us don't really know much about it, so hopefully today I'll show you a little bit. There may also be some clips in this video as well of the player in action. I don't know if it'll get kind of copyrighted or not, but you'll see either the clips are there because I've uploaded it and it's fine, or they're not there because I've uploaded it and he got taken down. But who knows? I guess you'll just have to see and wait, because I don't even know at this moment either. But basically, we've signed a 17-year-old for around apparently €6 million, something like that, up front on a 5-year deal. And in general, I think it's fair to say most of us probably don't have a great deal of knowledge about a young 17-year-old right-back who's only really played youth football so far. So I'm going to kind of fill you in. In terms of the background, we did pip a lot of European teams for this guy, including the likes of Barcelona, apparently Bayer Leverkusen, and also wanted him because his contract was coming to an end in June. Now, he can't actually sign for Manchester City until his 18th birthday officially, though Manchester City have announced this signing on their website. Well, they did it very quietly. He just kind of snuck it in on a Sunday morning, and no one really noticed until yesterday. But basically, he can't really join until June when he turns 18. And it looks like it could be quite a coup. He did start for Brazil's Under-17 World Cup winning side in November. He set up the winner with a lovely cross in the final as well, in the last minute against Mexico in the 93rd minute. And he created 10 chances in 5 games, which is more than any other defender. He hasn't got any senior appearances, I don't think, for Coritiba yet, but he is highly regarded at Brazilian youth level. And the background basically suggests that this guy is something that we should really be maybe quite excited about, honestly. It's a Brazilian right back. Brazilians love fullbacks. What's not to be excited? In terms of his position, well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. He is a right back. He looks like a very Brazilian kind of right back. We know what that usually means. It basically means they have pace, they have skill, and they love to get forward. And he looks like he can do that. I have seen clips as well of him playing at left back for Brazil's youth team, but everything seems to suggest that he is a right back, and maybe one that could also play at right wing, given his particular set of skills. He looks very adept in the final third, put it that way, beating his man from a standing start. In terms of his playing style, well, I think the fact that his nickname is The Flash, that probably should give you some kind of indicator about how talented this young boy is. If the clips are on screen now, you can see that this guy is very skillful. He actually reminds me a little bit of a young right back that we let go last summer. Jeremy Frimpong, who's now at Celtic, who was exceptionally good at beating people from a standing start. He looks like a Brazilian version of him, and that is a compliment because he has torn the SPL to pieces for Celtic. He's been absolutely fantastic. And this lad, what I can see from him so far, and I'm just as new to him as you are, his playing style looks very exciting. As I said, he's not the biggest, but his acceleration is ridiculous. I'm not sure what his top speed is like, but the way he glides past people from a standing start makes him so hard to defend against. And he's basically known for that explosive fullback style. Basically, he's very Brazilian. What I like about his game is that he seems to be incredibly tenacious as well. I love it when a defender who isn't the biggest in the world also has loads of heart and loads of strength and loads of desire. There's loads of clips and loads of footage of him tracking back, winning the ball against players much bigger than he is, and he seems to have a real kind of tenacity to his game, lots of hunger and lots of determination as well. Apparently he lives off the mantra, never stop working, as talent alone does not achieve success, which is great. If he's that focused about his own personal development, that is fantastic. But his main asset definitely is that incredible explosive acceleration. He looks like he makes the defenders who are much bigger than him look like absolute fools. Seriously skillful, seriously fast. And I also like how he seems to be very comfortable at going either out wide or drifting through the middle. That's a really kind of useful asset. You think about the best Brazilian attacking fullbacks. There's obviously a long heritage there of incredible players, and they all seem to have that ability as well to drive both infield and outfield. And I like his playing style, I really, really do. In terms of the hype, well, this guy is highly regarded in Brazilian football. They see him as one of the most promising under-21 defenders in the country, and this is obviously a country that knows a thing or two about a Brazilian fullback. You think of down the years, you think of Cafu, you think of Maicon, you think of Marcelo, you think of even Dani Alves, and it's no surprise that he has been compared to Dani Alves. Now, the new Dani Alves is obviously a hype and a tag that is very hard to live up to, but maybe Jan Couto's thinking, well, who got the best out of Dani Alves? Who made Dani Alves the player that he is? And it's obviously Mr. Josep Guardiola, the manager, that basically made Dani Alves become arguably the best right back in the world. Now, obviously, you have to be very careful with a player this young. He's only 17. He doesn't turn 18 until June. I think, as of recording this, I'm pretty certain. Maybe it's either 1 or 0 professional senior appearances, which says a lot, really. I mean, as good as he is, he still hasn't played regularly at all, if at all, for Coritiba. So we have to be very, very careful. There's always, obviously, the kind of worry that, in general, these young players, they might not fulfill their potential. And that's a genuine possibility. He has signed a 5-year contract, which means City do obviously have some kind of belief in him, but we just don't know yet. There's loads of Brazilian wonderkids. They seem to appear every single week, basically, because they obviously have an incredible kind of thirst of football over there. But the hype is real for this guy. The fact that Barcelona, 2 were after him, loads of Europe's best clubs are after him, but he's chose Manchester City is absolutely huge. Now, this is the question, really. Will he stay at Manchester City? Well, that's the $1 million question. Now, it's very hard these days to determine whether a player is a Manchester City signing or a City Football Group signing. The fact that Manchester City announced this on the website, though it was low-key, they didn't tweet out about it or post it on Facebook, but they did produce an article announcing him, suggests that this one's one to keep an eye on, maybe. Now, he has been signed onto a 5-year deal, which is very good for a young lad. It suggests that they are taking him seriously, but obviously the question now is whether he's going to play for Manchester City or he's going to go out on loan. Now, the cynic in me says that this could be one where they just send him on loan to Girona or something like that for 3 years, and obviously we've got clubs around the world that he could kind of test and grow in. Obviously, I want him to stay. I want him to stay because I want to see a young player get a chance at Manchester City. Will he do that? I'm probably going to guess he won't. But having said that, it's a good time to join Manchester City. There are obviously very talented young right-backs as well in the academy. Alpha Dianco in particular has pressed and he's been around the first team before. So maybe we won't see him in pre-season, but maybe we will. Maybe Jan Couto will get a chance in pre-season to impress and show Guardiola exactly what he's made of. And when you start to think about the wider right-back picture, as I mentioned in the 5 Things Learned from the Wembley video, Joao Cancelo, his future is very much up in the air at the moment, given the fact that he's barely played, given the fact that he wasn't even involved in the Carabao Cup final squad entirely, which is genuinely concerning about his future. Maybe he's not settled at all. Maybe he'll want to move on and get regular football, because when you're worth that much money and that you're that good, you don't want to sit on the bench behind someone like Kyle Walker. Who would, though? Maybe a young right back, maybe a young talented right back would be willing to take that leap and sit there. Now, of course, that's a big ask for a guy who's not really played any football yet. He could be that Mercuro, though. He could be that talent that Manchester City think, well, this guy could actually come in and do a job if we need to get to that point. Having said that, I can't really see it happening personally, though I'd love to be surprised. Though it does look in general that we've got this kind of right-back slot kind of tied up with a bunch of very young, skillful attacking right-backs, potentially within reach if we want to. Obviously, City signed last summer Pedro Porro, the young, very attacking right-back. He's on loan now in La Liga. He looks very, very, very exciting. Maybe he could be one for the future if we get to that point. And also, maybe we could also keep an eye on Jeremy Frimpong and potentially bring him back because he's absolutely wonderful over at Celtic and he's got no bad blood at all with Manchester City. So maybe there's also that option. And now, of course, there's Jan Couto. Jan Couto seems to be exceptionally gifted. I like this guy. I also like these kind of signings. They're kind of fun, you know. It's a very, very low cost up front, but he's explosive. Sometimes it's worth getting hold of these players just in case they go anywhere near their potential, because if they do, his potential is like a £50 million player. He's that exciting to watch. He's that exciting to, I guess, enjoy as a football fan in general. Having said that, I would advise caution. He looks very good, and the clips are very impressive. Go and search on YouTube and see what you think of him. He looks very, very good on that front, but you just never know how far they'll get. It's very exciting, though, and the fact that City have announced it as well, it's quite interesting. It's intriguing. You never know with these kind of things. It could be one that forces his way in. Guys, what do you make of this signing? Are you excited by this? It's hard to judge, isn't it? It's very hard to call. He looks very, very good, though. Don't forget as well, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you make sure you know when every single video goes live. And thank you to all these guys, Patreons, who help support this channel. As I said, it's now the first ever bonus video for the $10 tier above Patreons. Go and check that out if you are a member. If you want to sign up, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. For now, though, see you later.